Well, my name's Ron Nirenberg, and for those of you who don't know me, I do work at Trinity University. I run the radio station there and teach in the communication department. It's absolutely humbling and gratifying, and many different emotions I can put on tonight, seeing the faces and the people here who have helped so much already, and I thank you for helping along the way as well. You know, we started way back, and Bonnie became treasurer in April, and the crowd there was pretty good, but it was all my friends from LSA. And you know, the next event was, you know, a handful of people, and it just kept building and building and building, and to see you know, all the friends and supporters and family and neighbors here tonight is just absolutely mind-boggling. You know, for me, this is about leadership, and it's about transparency and accountability in government. I worked for almost 10 years at the Nirenberg Public Policy Center, going around the country teaching people about why government is important, and what their role is in it, and why it's the right and responsibility of everyone to be involved. And what I found was universally, people who didn't get involved because they didn't see their interests represented. They didn't see people there that truly represented them and their best interests, and they didn't feel like their voice mattered. They didn't trust their government. So I think for me, and for any candidate in this race or any other race, or any public official in general, our job, number one, is to restore that faith. Because in 20, 30 years from now, we will suffer from the consequences of the decisions we make today. Or we can benefit from them. And so I do want to single out somebody who's not here, and that's my wife, Erica Prosper. If you think I'm anywhere close to the bee's knees, you should meet Erica. I would not be here if it weren't for her. She was the first person I talked to. She's the last person I talk to every night. And she's not here because of a family emergency, but she's here in spirit. My mind is with her, and my heart is with her always, but I do want to recognize her and tell you how much she means to me. And by virtue of that, if you do vote for me, which I hope you do, she'll mean a lot to you too. I do want to also recognize my father, who gave me the indelible lesson of what's the difference between a politician and a statesman. Dad, thank you for that. And then this guy right here, Jonah, and I always talk about what's happening 10, 20, 30 years from now, and it's really because of him. You know, everyone asks me, why are you running? And I have an answer for it, and I have an answer I think that's a good one. But really, when it comes down to it, it's about Jonah. He's 4 years old, I'm 35. I want him to know that when he's 35 and he has an opportunity to serve, that it's worth it. And that the folks that were 30 years prior to him getting there did the right things. We've got to make sure that our horizon is that far ahead, because the timeline for the decisions and the impacts that we make on our community is not just 6 months from now, it's not just a year from now, it's not just the next election, it's 30 years from now when he's going to have an opportunity to do the same thing. And I thought I really didn't know what to say tonight, but I'm glad he came up here. And I actually carry around a little book that we've been reading at night. Bonnie mentioned signs. We've been reading Aesop's Fables. And so I thought, as closure to my talk, those of you who know Phil, nobody tells Phil what to do. He did start an introduction last event with a fable. Well, I want to read one that we've been reading together that I thought was poignant because it has to do, in my mind, with signs. And Bonnie's right. This election, this campaign is about substance, not style. I've got one color on my signs. I don't have as many signs as some other folks, but I think the ones that are out there mean a whole lot. And at the end of the day, what you do in the ballot box is your decision, and it's, as Kelton would say, people vote, signs don't. So on that note, a very short fable from Aesop, and if you don't get it, that's okay. It's a good fable. So you want to know what a vixen is? Yes, it's a female fox. So a lioness and a vixen were talking together about their young, as mothers will, and saying how healthy and well-grown they were, and what beautiful coats they had, and how they were the image of their parents. My litter of cubs is a joy to see, said the fox. And then she added rather maliciously, but I notice you never have more than one. No, said the lioness grimly, but that one's the lion. So I want you to know, no matter how many signs you see out there, Now, no matter how many funds we raise tonight or any other night, that this campaign will be a lion. It will represent you well, honorably and accountably in District 8 and the rest of the city. And I thank you so much for coming tonight. I thank you so much for being behind this campaign. And I will make you proud, I promise you. Thank you.